I entered the forest, the faint light of early morning was just enough to obscure the deep silence of this place. The giant trees stood tall like pillars supporting the sky, and the ground was wet with green moss under my every step. I had a dream: to build a log house in the heart of the forest, where there was no noise from the outside world, only the silence of nature and the solitude of work. On the first day, I started to work on logging. Holding a large saw, I stabbed it into the trunk of the ancient tree. Each saw cut required perfect strength and precision. The tree, even though it was ready to be cut, did not easily move from its place. The cracks and creaking sound of the wood reflected the fierce resistance of nature. My hands were chapped, my back ached, but I could not stop. With each tree I cut, I had to carefully clean it of bark and debris, a time-consuming and dusty task. Insects, ants to beetles, often found their way onto my clothes, making me feel like the whole forest was against me. Sometimes, when the logs were delivered to the construction site, I had to use both my strength and my intelligence to lift them up, adjusting each section to achieve the perfect balance. When autumn came, I started building the house frame. It was a real challenge. Measuring, cutting the wood, and joining the timbers together required meticulousness and precision. I remember clearly one day when I was trying to install a set of window frames, everything didn't fit. I had to take them apart and start over, a time-consuming and laborious task. In the meantime, I just took a deep breath and persevered. But then, when the rainy season came, things became much more difficult. The rain poured down from the sky, pouring into the unfinished house. I had to quickly find a way to cover it so that the water would not get into the completed areas. Every night, the sound of rain falling on the makeshift corrugated iron roof mixed with the howling wind kept me awake. I remember one stormy night when the wind blew so hard that I felt like my entire construction was about to be washed away. I had to work all night to reinforce the structures and could do nothing but pray for the house to stand. Every day, I worked from dawn until sunset. In my spare time, I would sit by the fire, warming my cold hands and reflecting on the hardships I had gone through. There were times when I felt alone, like I was fighting against nature, but those were also the times when I felt deeply connected to this place. Finally, after a long year, my wooden house was completed. Looking at the house standing in the middle of the forest, I felt an indescribable pride. Every brick, every piece of wood, contained a story of perseverance and constant effort. The house was not only a place where I would live, but also a testament to a journey full of hardships and victories. Now, every time I look at the house, I see it not just as a piece of architecture, but as a part of myself, built with perseverance and passion.